Hey guys, Sanel here with NKY Honeybees. It's been a couple of weeks since I talked to you, but it's been kind of crazy busy around here. Today I wanted to take a look at a couple of these horizontal hives, see what's going on in there, go through inspection, make sure they're not looking to swarm. Another thing I want to take a look is if there's any capped honey frames, we're just going to probably go ahead and take those, give them some new frames, and let them, hey B, and let them work on those frames. Hopefully they can draw some of them out. Flow's getting close to an end, if not over already. So we're gonna take a look once we get in the hive, see what's going on. So let's get in here and take a look. All right, so we'll get in this one first, see what we can find in this one. These are nooks from this spring. Oops. Oh, looks like it's sealed. Probably should have moved this first. All right, there are bees. That's a good sign. We always want to see bees. Let me get the smoker going a little better. Just gonna go ahead and give them a little bit of smoke. Let them know I'm coming in. Or maybe not. All right, that's much better. So let's just give them a little bit of smoke. Let them know I'm gonna come in and do an inspection. So today's Memorial Day, actually. It's May 29th. And while people are relaxing, I'm working. Life of a beekeeper, you know? So what I want to take a look today is just to see some of these, take a look at some of these frames, see flow's still on, if I can determine that. And if they're looking to swarm, that's my biggest thing right now. See, bees are attacking the phone. So these last couple of frames are really full of honey, starting to cap it on this side. If we find some of these frames that are capped, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and take it, extract them just so I have some frames empty because I'm totally out of frames. But we never know. See, they're all full of honey. See, they're starting to cap this one too up here. I wouldn't take it yet. It's not ready yet. All right, let's go on. Yeah, they're just starting to put things in here. Doesn't look like much is going on, at least not on these last few frames. We'll just keep going. Another one. These seem to be filled. They're just not capped all the way. Again, really what I'm looking for today is swarm cells or anything like that. Make sure they have room to lay because I don't want them to swarm now. I've kept them through the flow, hoping, yeah, another one. Hoping I can keep it like that throughout the summer too. Trying to overwinter all of my hives for the first time in my 5th year. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, again, full of honey, just not capped all the way. So the last 6, 7 frames, it's basically just honey in there. So give them another week or so, maybe they'll cap that off and we'll come back and probably steal a few. Probably. All right, now we're in a brood nest. This is brood and some honey around. These are really calm, except one that keeps hitting me in the face. She doesn't like me here. But yeah, today I'm just gonna look. If I don't see the queen, I'm gonna look for eggs and larvae to make sure that she's here. Doesn't look like there's a lot of bees, but it's like noontime, so they're probably out and about. All right, on this frame, I can see larvae in different stages. So that's good. I don't see any eggs, so that's fine. Let's put this back. Let's keep going. Check few more frames. I love it when bees are calm, you know. Maybe I should have not said that. Every time I say that, they go nuts. So if you noticed, the last 6, 7 frames are just honey. There's nothing there. Now it's just brood. That's how it's supposed to work. Supposed to, doesn't all the time. To be honest, there were times I had to move the honey frames from here to the back, and then they kind of get it after a little bit. All right, so we've got, okay, I see eggs on this frame. So that means queen is here. Yep, this side too. There's fresh eggs. How you can tell, if you see an egg and it's standing straight up, that's really recent egg. After like a day or two, they start to fall down. They turn into that liquidy and larvae thing. After you beekeep for a while, you see these things. You notice them. I'm not an expert or anything, but believe me, in 5 years, you'll learn a whole bunch of things. Still, you'll learn something new every day, though. Every time you open a hive, you never know what you're going to find. All right. So far, it's looking good. There is no sign of swarm cells or anything like that. That's all I wanted to know, really. Make sure they're not swarming. Our flow was kind of crazy. 2 weeks, we couldn't they just kept being honey bound, and then it stopped, slowed down. This is pollen and brood. Slowed down, so now it's kind of, just looking at these frames, I don't think it's much out there, which is kind of crazy that it ended this early in the year. Usually I harvest honey end of July, but this year I did it before because I needed frames. All right, let's take this one over. That's what's good about these horizontal hives. See, as you're doing inspection, you can move these covers over and keep the bees calm. All right, let's take this. Looks like a heavy frame though. Yep, because it's full of pollen. Pollen's almost white. I don't think I've seen that kind of pollen before. I do see some eggs and larvae in between of these. Let me bring this in for you. The pollen's like white, a little yellowish, but I don't know. I don't think I've seen this before. There's like a queen cup here. There's nothing in there. Sometimes they make them. Just look and see if I can spot the queen. I don't see her. I know she's in here because of the eggs and larvae, capped brood, no queen cells or anything. I can probably stop the inspection on here, but I'll take a look at these frames to the end, and then we'll go to the next box, see what's going on in there. Wow, that's a lot of pollen. See, there's few frames of pollen. They must really have a lot of pollen out there. I've collected on some of the hives up here a lot of pollen this year. I don't see her, but I'll take a look at these last 3 frames, then we'll jump over to the next hive. This hive is really good. No swarm cells, not any sign of swarming or anything like that. That's what I wanted to see. Beautiful. They got enough room to lay. They're not honey bound. Like I said, I think nectar flows pretty much over, looks like, at least for this hive. I probably need to check a couple of other hives to make sure, because sometimes not all the hives bring in nectar the same same way. Like some will bring in and pack it quick, and some take forever to bring it in. I think I missed the queen somewhere. I didn't pay too much attention to it though. I just wanted to make sure there's no swarm cells and there's eggs and larvae, which there is. So we're good. Hold on. Let me give them a little bit of smoke. I don't want to squish any bees. Then you kind of upset them. If you go ahead and smash some of them, which is kind of hard not to at this point because there's just so many bees at this time of year, they get really upset. They're all over the place. I mean, you would too. I would. That's beautiful. So we took a look at this hive. It's really, as you can see, it's really calm hive. And they have like 6 or 7 frames of honey, not yet capped. They're starting to cap it. So we'll leave this alone for another, I'll say like 10 days and get back in here and take another look. So let me set up for the other hive and let's take a look at this hive and see if there is any difference. All right, so let's jump into this one and see if this one is any different or the same. Oh, wow. There is a lot of bees. A lot of bees out here, a lot of bees in here. Different. As soon as I open the hive, it's a little different. So let's give them a little bit of smoke, let them know we're coming. All right. Let's see. It's kind of crazy. 2 hives next to each other, absolutely different. Happens all the time. This one also has a lot more frames. As you can see, it's a lot more filled up. There's a lot more bees, so I add frames as I go. I don't just throw frames in here just to have them in here, because I've learned if you do, they just lay queen lays all over the place and they store honey all over the place. Like they don't actually follow some kind of structure. At least that's my experience. So, all right, looking at here, this is a new frame. They're working on this and they're filling it up with honey. All right, we'll keep going. There's a lot of frames in this one, so I might, that's a heavy frame. I might fast forward some of this. Again, this is honey, just not capped. Same thing here, full frame, just they need some time to cap it. Another week or so. Because the weather is really warm and humidity is low, so they should be able to cap these in a week or 10 days, let's say. Heavy frame, I suspect the same. Yep, exactly the same. That is beautiful though. You can smell the honey. Like there is nothing. This is what you work for all year long, just to grab a couple of frames of honey. It's like that excitement you can't really explain unless you experience it. It's hard to explain to people. I know it's a short-lived excitement, but that's okay. Good enough for me. So you see, if you notice, it's kind of a same pattern. Well, spoke too soon. So they have 3 frames at the end that are honey, and now I'm already in brood. So they might have honey frames all over or on this side. So we'll take a look. Again, each hive is different. So I can see larvae here and eggs actually, and some of the hatched brood. Yep, full of eggs, which is beautiful. Really, at this point, my main concern is swarming. I don't want them to swarm. I've kept them in this long. It would be kind of nice to keep them from doing any kind of swarming. Yep, so the brood with this one is on this side, which is kind of different. All right, let's keep going and see what else we can find. Well, let's see if we get on this side, if we find some honey, or if it's all over the place, what's going on here. We don't know until we see. Beautiful pattern though. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see, all this around is larvae. It's literally filled up frame. So she, as soon as these hatch, she goes back in and she fills the rest of the frame up. So these bees will hatch, she'll come in and lay eggs. Same exact thing on this side. Man, bees are calm today. They usually chase me around. They attack the camera a little bit. They saw it's not any harm, so they left it alone, which I love. All right, let's go to the next one. One thing about these checkerboarding these frames didn't work for me that well this year because they keep expanding these frames next to them. See, leaving these like this. This is just a new frame with new brood. It's amazing. You never stop being excited seeing these frames and honey and brood and the queen. Like the excitement never stops. Every time. Every time you find the queen, you're like, there she is, and puts a smile on your face. Yeah, I see eggs and larvae in all stages and everything. Oops, I squished one bee. Sorry. I know queen is in here. There is no swarm cells. They're not really looking to swarm. At this point, I can stop the inspection. I've done that many times, especially if I'm in a rush. I'll take a look at the brood nest and see there's no sign of swarming. She's laying, eggs are there. You're good to go, really. But today I just want to take a look at, it's been a while since I've been in this hive, probably a couple of weeks. So I want to take a look at some more frames, see what's going on, if I need to move anything around. Sometimes I do move things around because if they have if they're honey bound, they put nectar in, she can't lay, they might look to replace her, I've noticed, or swarm. So I will move like honey frames to the end, keep the brood on one side if I need to. But honey flow is slowed down or even stopped. So they can move this, what they do, they will move this honey around and put it, let her lay. Make room for the queen to lay, I should say. This is just what I've been observing over the beekeeping, oops, beekeeping journey. Again, just new frame. They're building it out. Kind of crazy, but hey, I'll just, for example, I'll pull the next year or later on in the year, I'll put them all together so they can draw them out all the way. For now, we're just gonna leave everything as is. I don't wanna mess up the whole hive, move things around. They'll go nuts. This is heavy, man. Like these ends hold a lot of honey. You see how that's bulged out? There's a lot of honey, believe me, in there. And they're heavy. This frame's mostly honey, though. Some brood in the middle, but looks like they're backfilling it as they hatch. Nice. All right. On to the next one, my friends. Yeah, this one's got a lot more frames than the last one. Yeah, mostly honey on this one. See what I'm talking about? Honey might be on this side in this hive. They're all different. They do have eggs here. See, this is all laid up with eggs and larvae. Newbies. Newbies, not no bees. Oops. All right, let me give them a little bit of smoke here. Lots of pollen on this one. And eggs. You would think, so looking at these hives, you would think there is no bees, but believe me, they're at their peak kinda now. It is June almost, end of May. There is a lot of bees in here. A lot of them are out. So that's the good part about doing an inspection like noon in the morning, because a lot of bees are just out collecting pollen and nectar. Yep, so let me go through some more of these frames here, and then I'll fast forward and I'll get back to you. Let me just take a look what's going on. All right, so I found my queen. There she is. She's just going around. One got me in the finger. There she is. So she's going around laying. I don't see any swarm cells or anything like that, so that's beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and check rest of this hive real quickly, just to see, make sure everything's okay for the rest of the frames. And here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's a queen cup here. There's actually a royal jelly in there. They're starting to make it right there. I'm gonna leave this in here, let them eat that. Honestly, that's the only one I saw. I don't see any other signs. I don't know why they made it. I see a lot. They would make one and then they would just destroy it, or queen would kill the cup. I don't know what happens, but next time I come, usually they're it's not there. So I've seen them many times. I usually break them. I'm not concerned they're gonna swarm. If they're gonna swarm or replace the queen or anything, there would be quite a few more cups. This is the only one. Like I said, who knows why they make them. So the last 4 frames I took, they're full of pollen. Let's take a look at this. So there's a lot of pollen out there. Like they're all full like this. 4 frames. Entire back, entire sides. Which I don't like. They don't need that much pollen. It's just taking up too much space and not needed, in my opinion. But then bees know better than we do. So this is just some queen cups. Nothing in there. They're working on the frame, capping it. It's not drawing out really well because of the frame next to it. Like I said, tried checkerboarding, worked for me every year. This year, not so much. This is heavy, probably honey. Yep. It just needs to be capped. They started to cap it. Even this honey frame has a lot of pollen in it. Way too much pollen, my friends. Way too much pollen. Yeah, same thing, honey. Just not capped. And here as well. I don't know. Let's take a look at this last one. We'll look to everything else. Might as well. Yep, just honey. Starting to cap it. This side is capped mostly. As you can see, it's mostly capped. They're getting there. It's just going to take them some more time to cap this. I've noticed, I think, what they do when the flow is really good, they go out and grab everything and then they cap it when it slows down. I think that's my experience. So I don't know if that's like true. That's what they do, but like I said, it's my experience with the bees. All right, guys. So thank you for watching the video. If you don't mind, hit that like, share the video, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. I'll go ahead and check some more hives probably, and I'll see you on the next video.